Hello, everybody. Fantastic. Welcome back to the season two. I'm firmly, like too excited. I hope you like that intro music. Yeah, so we're starting the season two of the podcast, The Future of Web, today. Just to remind all the viewers, the podcast is all about Web3 technologies. Here we invite a lot of founders, investors, programmers, developers, designers, community members, whoever is working within the Web3 space, come talk about it and how they are impacting this space through their product service. And for today, also, we have a very, fantastic guest, right? And we also starting this initiative from today, like for the next few days, called the Metaverse Marathon. Except the weekends, we want to take rest, recharge, and plan better. We're going to have one Metaverse platform every day for the next 5 days, say starting today till next Thursday, and on Friday we have a panel discussion. I'm getting tons of people, who want to join here, so I want make sure schedule it, in a better way so that it doesn't get overdone. But yeah, so coming back today for the guest, my name is Alek, by the way, and I'm the founder of Animoy Solution, which is a Web3 focused design development agency. We work in create metaverses, NFT marketplaces, UI, UX, and several other things on the blockchain as well. Uh, about the guest, we have someone who has worked for about 12 years in the enterprise technology space, right? Helping fashion companies acquire and implement technology. He has been actively building solutions for enterprises using DLT and blockchain technology since 2017. So that's a lot of experience. Can call him the OG as well. And now with Trace Networks Lab, the vision, is to build adoption-centric metaverse called PARIZ, PARIZ, howsoever you want to call it, that will enable fashion and lifestyle brands with Metaverse-to-Home capabilities, where brands can create shopping environments for online shoppers with buy in Metaverse delivered at home. Please welcome Lokesh Rao, CEO and co-founder of the Trace Network Labs. Hello, Lokesh. Please welcome.
Hi, Ali. Thank you so much for such a wonderful introduction. And it's such a, unfortunately, suddenly some real work has started as soon you started the podcast. So I've asked my colleague to just stop it for some time.
No,
So
no.
yeah, definitely, it's a pleasure to be here with you. I heard about your podcast from my colleagues, then I saw it myself. Definitely, it's a pretty good stuff which you are doing, like to create awareness, and the coming generation also need to know what's new technology coming and what's happening on that side, so that they can also start, putting up their attention to the right. It's something which gives the right direction to them. So yeah, amazing.
Oh, thank you so much for those kind words, Lokesh. So we're just trying to put this effort. There's a lot of fluff around in Web3, especially. There's a lot of, I would say, fakers, if a lack of a better word. So the idea is, to get the builders, people who are within the industry, and talk about it, because we want to bust some myths as well, along the way during our discussions. Because what happens is we don't want people getting, wrong knowledge, right? So that's the effort. Cool. So let's
Absolutely.
move on. We already seem to having comments. Yeah, looking okay. So somebody says Chris Koronowski. Chris. Fantastic. He's one of the guys from Web3 Doers. I'm part of his core team there. So he's fantastic. He's building a community in Web3. And we also have another LinkedIn user saying, looking forward to today. So thank you very much, viewers. Welcome. Okay, so we already have interest being generated, right, for a lot of people. So that's good. Cool. Uh, so how? Let's just try and get to know you a little bit better, right? We've had a couple of chats, and we've been discussing, and we've gone through each other LinkedIn's. Have some idea, but let's just hear from you a bit about yourself, right? Something probably you haven't shared with anybody else, which is easy for you to share publicly.
I think you pretty much shared about like what I have done in past as an experience. It started like I started building Web two cloud based solutions for the
Mhm.
brands, and I think that's where my core learning started. Even my education background is also in textile and fashion, wherein I started learning how to make threads, and then getting into more complex side of fabrics and all that. And when it came to like when like anyone, I was also looking for opportunity for job, wherein the technology part, like it's something which I thought like it's going to be wonderful if I can use my knowledge in building a tech for the
Hmm.
fashion businesses. And that's when I started working with a cloud based company which was serving all these fashion brands. So this was my starting of journey. However, while doing this, I was also doing multiple other startups. Also, I started and launched a brand also myself.
Wow,
So,
nice.
and yeah, so there has been multiple other such things which I did in between. But then of late, I realized that either those were not scalable, or pretty much like something which everyone was doing something. It was
Hmm.
not me. And then like when I was struggling with all these things around for 3 4 years, then I started building up another solution app for the problem of change,
Hmm.
like in Indian ecosystem. If you go to any even panwala, so you need a change, right? So that was a
Yes.
huge problem. So that's when I and my another colleague, so we started building up this app which we named uh, uh, I completely again missed that. So chiller ATM. So that's what we named it.
Okay, nice.
And when we were about to go live with that, I remember I was sitting in a cab, and the cab guy, he said, you can pay us with the Paytm as well. I said, Is that possible?" Yes. He said, "Yes sir, if you don't have change, you can pay with it." I said, "Come on." Now that we were about to break with a new idea and startup, suddenly this
Yeah,
happened. So
yeah.
we kind of worked on that direction, but then again realized like Paytm was too big for us at that point of time.
Yes,
So
yes.
again, I was looking around for new technologies wherein we could be the early, doing something valuable and bringing some change with that. So
Hmm.
even that point of time, I was working with these fashion brands, and when pandemic hit, and there were more challenges coming in their fashion businesses. Uh,
Hmm.
Initially, like I was hearing from these brands that they were fighting with counterfeit issues, but then of late they were struggling for collaboration issues with their factories worldwide, and all that started happening. And in the same point of time, I was reading somewhere, it was like the metaverse is something which is picking up in Web3.
Hmm.
So it was like wherein I started reading more about it. And like in 2017, when I started attending all these events on around blockchain and stuff, that's where
Hmm.
I learned a lot about technology, built up some couple of products around it. But it was like more like a project based thing. But when I started reading more about metaverses, that's where I realized that my core DNA about fashion, this is something which can then the knowledge
Hmm.
know-how which I am getting, that's something which can be used over here, and it can solve a lot of problems for the fashion industry. So this is how like the whole idea started, and I started discussion with my co-founder partner Sunil, who is also
Uh-huh.
from the fashion industry. He worked for almost like 35 years, and he knows almost every brand. He has feet in the doors of every brand, or knows someone over there. So this is how we started. We realized that it's a great potential, and
Uh-huh.
it's something like we cannot ignore. And definitely we were pretty early in that point of time, because it was the time when the metaverse word was also something which not many people, only handful people were knowing, like the people who are building on the project and that's kind of
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's when we started working on building enabling lifestyle into metaverses. So that was our
Hmm.
first step, wherein we thought like if metaverses would exist, let's when people will be going and using metaverses, definitely they would need their lifestyle choices over there, like wearing different kind of clothes for different events and all that stuff. When we were working on this direction, we realized that all the metaverses which were existing were pretty closed in structure. So it was not really helpful for us to kind of integrate the whole solution which we built for enabling people to take their avatars into those metaverses, to take their
Mm-hmm.
wearables as NFTs into those metaverses.
Nice.
And that's when we kind of pivoted, and we started building the whole meta stack
Mm-hmm. Okay.
ourselves, with a vision that we will be building this open metaverse for anyone to come and bring their metaverse experiences, like brands and individuals. They can come and run their experiences on this platform. And that's when we launched PARIZ. So after like 1.5 years of this whole work while building this tech stack, we
Uh-huh.
launched this in early this year in March 2023. So that
Wow,
has been our
nice.
journey, and it's a metaverse which is like more focused on adoption, more focused on gratification of user.
Uh-huh.
So the challenges which the early existing metaverses are facing, which is like a dearth of footfalls, and people are not coming over there, and we have been hearing that metaverse is dying and all that stuff.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
that's where I think we went pretty right in the direction, and this time we were pretty much right on time also, that we are ready
Fantastic.
with the right tech, so which is usable, which people also are loving.
Right place at the right time, that's how I would say. We'll dwell a little more in that, right? uh, it's actually surprising. So if may I ask, where did you learn, where did you do your graduation or the study about metaverse, this fashion, not the metaverse but the fashion?
So my initial studies, like I did my bachelor's in technology from Birla College in
Okay.
Bhiwani. So that's the technological institute of textile and sciences. So
Nice.
that's from where I got my initial understanding about.
Okay.
Yes, and after then, once after I started working with the industry players, that's where the real learning came.
Absolutely. Always on ground, the real learning always comes on ground. Uh,
That's right.
Coincidentally, I was very recently a guest faculty at the NIFT college in Delhi, right? I was
Mm-hmm.
teaching the students 3D design, one of their sessions, so one of their class. So it was about what, about a month of different sessions that I had to take place. But it's interesting, how things are developing and, things are growing, right?
Absolutely,
And
absolutely.
it's fantastic. So I would have a follow-up question. You've given a fantastic brief about, what you're doing, how you landed up there. So there were a lot of tons of questions I had, which automatically got answered there. So I think the next question that I would want to know from you is, what are the core challenges that you faced, while putting the team together? Because this is something new industry, right? Fashion and metaverse as a combination was not heard of earlier, right? So what were the core challenges there? So that's the kind of a question.
So honestly, I think these challenges have been like in every stage. It's not like now it's becoming part of life, wherein every step you find new challenges. The initial challenges were to get the people who had know-how about understanding about the blockchain, and then later on when we started moving to the metaverse side, then we also wanted a team which has a prior experience about building such virtual spaces in 3D.
Mm-hmm.
So like getting the right team in place also, it was a first challenge we struggled with. And when we were while making this metaverse, we were seeing that how metaverses were failing as well. While there was a hype, but they were failing to get the right adoption.
Yes.
So that was something which we had to solve, because otherwise we would have been also a history by this time. So the challenges were like wherein we were having a good understanding about the industry and how this industry works. The
Uh-huh.
other side, the challenges were on bringing the adoption onto the metaverse, right? How and what kind of adoption centric features to be introduced, why people would want to come and engage with us. And I think the solution came from the community itself. So the more we started interacting with our community and started interacting with other people, the businesses and the consumers, that's where a lot of feedback came in, and that helped us. So I would say like these are the challenges itself which helped us to reach here, because others couldn't. So it's like part of our life.
Oh yes, fantastic. I mean, that's those are, like definite challenges. So I maybe you can give an example. How did you really solve that challenge of manpower? Just one example that you were looking for a particular type of a skill set, and how did you solve that? Because I'm sure a lot of viewers would want to know, or probably facing similar challenges.
So in that, like, we used LinkedIn extensively. We reached out to
Mm-hmm.
people, started talking to them, started giving them confidence that this is definitely a startup, but yes, we have a vision. And by that time, we also secured funding also. So we used all the platforms like wherein we can find these resources. Then we hired a couple of external agencies also, because there was a limitation to what how we can reach out to these people, then filter them that who are the right candidates or not, because there were so many people coming and approaching us for the opportunity, but not everyone was the right fit. And in the initial times, we cannot afford to have the people who are the learners, but like we wanted to have the people who already are bringing up some skill sets. So then we started using some external agencies also to give us filtered candidates, and we started interviewing them. Even in this process, we learned a lot of things which we were not aware of. Like initially, we knew that it is going to be a Unity or Unreal wherein all these virtual environments are created. Then we realized, okay, there is a lot of challenge with while we are going to create environment on these, because eventually if we are going to make a browser based metaverse, then the environments which are getting created are too heavy and cannot
Yes.
work. So the browser will crash and all that stuff will happen. And that's where we while interviewing the candidates, we found the candidates who were having a prior experience of building metaverse experiences which are compatible with the browser, so WebGL based. So
WebGL based, yes.
yes, that's
And
right.
so are you building on Unity, Unreal? What are you
No,
trying to use here?
no, we have 3GS basically. So basically,
Ah,
the
okay.
environments can be created on browseware and all different platforms. But then
Mm-hmm.
eventually, it has to be created for the browser, wherein low poly and wherein it's baked to with a less number of triangles and stuff, which
Yes.
normally is compatible for the browser. So that's where we started creating standards that how anyone, if creating these 3D environments or experiences, these can be run on our metaverse.
Absolutely, absolutely. For the viewers, let me explain. You use the word baking, right? So baking is a very, very strong technology or a way, how you can actually optimize your meshes. So to expand a bit, I can probably explain to the viewers that. So what texture baking does is, say if you see the red wall behind Lokesh, right? So that has a lot of depth and everything. Ideally, what happens is you need to create a mesh, add some lighting and shadow, and that's how you get it. But on the surface of it, there's a process in different softwares called texture baking. You try and embed all those lighting, texturing, and while reducing the mesh at the back end so that it's lighter, but the quality is not reduced. I try to summarize it, in a way. I mean, I would understand because I've been working in AR/VR since 2007, so I have some idea.
Nice, nice. But yeah, yeah, you perfectly explained, and I understand these are like technological terms. Not everyone
Yeah,
understands so easily,
yeah,
but yes, if people are interested in building up something on metaverse, they need to know about it. At least
absolutely.
hearing these terms is good for them. At least would raise up their questions, and they will Google about it.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And meanwhile, before I ask my next question, so we have a lot of people coming here. I want to just show their comments here. So we have Sheldon who wants says glad to be here. Thank you, Sheldon, for coming in. He's also building a fantastic community. And then we have a LinkedIn user. Sorry, don't see your name. Says wonderful initiative. Thank you so much. And I think this is primarily from David. He's like, I think this came in when you were explaining about the metaverse, PARIZ. So thank you so much, David, for your comment. And he's Rahul. He's one of the OGs of Metaverse. He's been, in the Second Life since early 2000. I have interviewed him in one of my earlier podcasts as well. Fantastic guy. And we have one more. Uh, Nice to be here. Thank you, Val, for being here. We are having a fantastic conversation with Lokesh Rao from who's building PARIZ Metaverse. A couple of questions more before and then we will deep dive directly into the platform where I would request you to show the viewers what is the PARIZ platform. One, how much is your daily active user right now, or probably monthly, whichever you can share.
Okay, let me tell you that in these last 2 months,
Hmm.
from the time we launched Paris, we have got almost 7,000 plus unique active visitors on Paris, and they have spent around like 5,700 hours, which is like approximately 45 minutes each user spent
Ooh.
on Paris so far. And majority of them, like on an average, they visited like 2.5 times on Paris. So
Oh,
yes,
nice.
and like these people, they are coming to experience the brand stores which are available over there. And yes, they are also engaging in the shopping. Like almost 800 orders have been placed so far to these brands from Paris Metaverse. So, and apart from
Nice.
that, they yeah, and apart from that, there are regular visitors on our event. So almost like 30 events have been hosted so far on Paris, which has got a lot of footfall. So like these events are comedy shows, Web3 projects. They are coming and interacting with their community, and theater artists, and different categories of events are happening at this point of time. Even like recently, there is a new show which has started, which is related to hiring and opportunities in Web3, by Rick Ruin. So different varieties of events are happening. Now we are extending the categories wherein we are introducing the fashion shows also, wherein the first fashion show is going to happen from in India. It's India Metaverse Fashion Week, wherein all the prominent designers you have heard of, all the big brands which exist in the Indian ecosystem, they will be coming and showcasing their products on Paris Metaverse. So that's going to be a huge one. And then we will pick up other big brands also, like who are already working on building their stores on Paris Metaverse. Like Beverly Hills Polo Club is one of another international brand and prominent
Mm-hmm.
one from California. So that's also coming. So gradually we are covering larger area. Right now we are using our network extensively. Almost like 150 brands we have in pipeline, and
Wow.
four have already been launched. Another eight are going to be launched in another 2 to 3 months. So, and then gradually everyone is picking up, since the brands who have already got an experience about metaverses by launching their store in any of the metaverse. At least they pretty easily they understand that here the differentiator is they can engage users, which if buys anything, they can get physical products, and that's how they can expect them coming again and again. So this gives a lot of gratification to end user. It's not like any other metaverse brand store wherein you just go once, you see how colorful and good it looks, but then no utility, apart from buying digital NFTs.
Yes.
So
Yes. So that's the one of the biggest challenges, right? Returning users. And I think you seem to have solved that. And
pretty
I
much
totally agree there also that once you have phygital stores, right? So you have digital, you get an NFT or whichever way. Maybe you're not even giving an NFT, it's just something that you want to maybe do a digital try on, right? On your avatar, see how it
right.
kind of looks, flows, and then you want to buy it, right? So it
That's right.
saves a lot of time, challenges, I think, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's also a good point which you have raised. Like it's a different experience wherein one is today they people who are coming there, they can engage into social shopping, wherein maybe like how we used to do before, calling a
Yes.
friend, let's go for shopping to the Zara store and any store which we
Yeah.
like. So the same way
Yeah.
here also we can do the same, like calling a friend, taking their feedback, which product they like, and then accordingly engage into shopping. And eventually like here the next thing is like there are some categories we have added which can be tried on the avatars also. Like people who are coming there with their avatars, they
Mm-hmm.
can try those categories like t-shirts, shirts, and denims. Those kind of categories we have created, which can be tried on the avatar. They can see how it looks on their avatar and then they buy it. And gradually we
Yes.
are adding more categories to it. And I think that that's something which has excited people also. Like they can see that their real looking avatar. Okay, this is another thing like which I missed to tell you. On Paris, you can
Uh-huh.
create your real looking avatar with your face. So AI generates your entire avatar which resembles you. And
Yeah.
that was pretty important for that adoption thing which I was telling, because unless you start using metaverses for real world experiences which you are missing
Yes.
today, they you cannot expect a lot of adoption, and that's where that's the first thing we introduced on PARIZ. Like people, they can create their real looking avatars, and now these avatars can try the wearable options, categories which are available, and
Wow.
you know, so
I'm
that's the.
I, I'm getting pumped up, to have a look at it. But before that, like, the viewers, what do you think of this product so far? It's a fantastic product. You've solved this problem. I do have a question, on the other side of it, like, when we are creating real life avatars, right? So isn't impersonation or like data security or those challenges? How are you handling those?
So definitely these challenges are going to be there. Like for example, today on Facebook also you can't control it. People can
Yes.
take Amitabh Bachchan's photo and create a profile, right?
Yeah.
But yes, definitely there are going to be ways like these problems are going to be solved. Like verification is going to be another mechanism wherein people would verify that it's
On-chain verification, which can
that's right.
easily solve, right?
Correct. But then we have left this on the other projects who are working on it, and then we will collaborate and get it solved.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. You don't need to solve every problem within
Yeah,
in-house. You can have APIs integrations done, right?
yeah, we are already working with some couple of projects who are building in this direction. We are helping them in the tech know-how and also like for various testing procedures and stuff. So yes, and this is definitely a big problem, wherein even today also we sometimes get complaints. I saw my same face avatar standing in front of me. So I remember on one of the event, the host was standing there and he was seeing
Hmm.
one of the avatars with the same face. So it is
Wow.
there, definitely, but it's a good problem to be solved. But it
Yes.
also it tells you that people are coming there, they are getting engaged into these kind of activities because something is possible.
Yeah. No, I think that's a good point, right? Because the whole ecosystem will come together, solve multiple challenges. Somebody builds it, somebody helps it secure it, right? And that's how the adoption works. So,
True.
last question before we actually get into it, which is about the name. I'm fascinated by the name Paris. Like, obviously we know, it's kind of similar to Paris, the fashion capital sort of the world, right? But
Right.
why Paris?
So, why not Paris? Because this metaverse is primarily for fashion and lifestyle, and Paris is
Yes.
the fashion city. The whole world knows it. Everyone
Yes.
goes there for
Yeah.
any big brand you name, luxury brand. It's from there. So, Paris was the apt name. I think nothing better than Paris to
Yes.
resonate the same thing. And also, like Paris is now not just limited to fashion and lifestyle, but also like various entertainment related activities are also happening. So eventually, we will be making Paris as one single destination for your any experience you want to have on Metaverse. So that's something which is going to be possible. So even we are soon starting music concerts also in Metaverse. So this is one of those things which is going to get a huge boost in adoption when the creators economy also is onboarded, and for that we are creating this open metaverse infrastructure so that the creators can come and they can bring their creations mint as nfts and sell it to the people who then use it in Paris metaverse. So basically bringing it's going to be a platform wherein the creators as well as the consumers coming together and exchanging their needs. So and everyone is going to get incentivized. So a lot of initiatives are being taken in that direction, especially,
I
and so these are like adoption centric things which you were asking initially are
Yes.
actually needed in any metaverse for that kind of adoption.
No, I think that's a fantastic initiative, right? Why I say that is because one, you are enabling people, to make, especially Web3 is touted as the creator economy, right? Like when
Yep.
say Web 1, Web 2, Web 3. So Metaverse being part of that, it is touted as the, freedom, a lot of transparency and creator economy. People giving a lot of value to the ownership of the content that they create. So I think you're kind of sitting it very, very nicely at the cusp of that. So fantastic, Lokesh. And now let's do a quickly deep dive and see the project, what we've been talking about so far. Let's have a look at it.
Sure. So let me quickly show you Paris, and now every inch of Paris which I'm going to show you has got um, something being made via AI, or the experiences will be created via AI. So this is our next objective. Hope you
Yes,
can
I
see
was
the.
going to ask you that. We can't see the screen right now. It's coming. I think it's coming. I'll add to the stream. 1 second.
Yeah,
Just
what
added.
you asking?
Yes.
Sorry.
No, I was just saying, my question was going to be, how have you integrated AI into your solution?
So AI, I think it's something which we started using on the day one in Paris, wherein first the avatar itself they are created with AI, wherein people
Mm-hmm.
just use their selfie, upload it, and avatar is generated with the AI. So that was
Mm-hmm.
our first use of artificial intelligence, and
Mm-hmm.
now going forward, it is going to be extensively used. Like for example, the brand stores which we are having in Paris, they will have a store AI store assistant which is going to
Mm-hmm.
help people for anything they would want to know. Like for
Mm-hmm.
example, if somebody wants to know about a specific color of a product, or want to know products with a specific fabrics, so all these things, so the AI store assistant is going to help them to provide all that information. Apart from
Cool.
that, we are working extensively on generative AI also, wherein the creators economy, or the brands also can use it to bring unique
Uh-huh.
new designs, which can be then finally put to production, and people can own it. So it's like wherein the brands already have designers, but it's going to be additional help to them, wherein the creators also will be coming and presenting the designs which they can create using generative AI from the platform, and they can also do it by themselves. So that's going to be, I think, a huge step in this direction, which
Mm-hmm.
will be helping the brands as well as the creators economy to get a lot of value out of it.
Fantastic. Let's do a deep dive now. Let's have a look at it.
So right now there are three experiences available on
Uh-huh.
Paris. One is events, wherein anyone can come and host events.
Uh-huh.
You need not to buy any land. um, so you come and you will find different venues over there. Some of them are created by Trace, and now we are opening it up for the creators also, who can come
Mm-hmm.
and they can put and mint their own venues over here, and people can use it. So
Mm-hmm.
there will be a certain rent which they would have to pay for hosting that event, and portion of it which will go to the creator, a portion of which will go to the DAO, and that's how the whole economy is going to be established.
I
Apart from
see.
that, there are shop in the shopping district. We have various brand stores. Let me quickly show it to you.
Mm-hmm.
So let me show you Zivame store.
Sure.
So either you choose the guest avatars if you have not created your realistic avatar as NFT, or if you have that avatar NFT in your wallet, then you can connect with your wallet and then you can come and use it. So basically, it's a very simple experience for anyone who is from Web 2 or Web 3. Does not matter. You can come and experience Paris.
Cool. So have you clicked on anything? I am not seeing. I just see this four brands right now.
Just just now I clicked it.
Ah,
Let
okay,
it
okay.
run.
So it's loading. Oh yeah, then it's fine. It'll take a bit. So what you're saying is that if I want to host the event, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
need to pay some rent, right? Then are there any pre-made stuff that I could, like probably use, and which is a little more cost effective instead of building it, right? How does that economy work in them? While this is loading, maybe you can share that.
So yes, it's loaded. So yeah, so the cost right now we have pretty much made it free of cost experience for anyone.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a Zivame store wherein
I can't see it. We just see the Zivame, the four brands: Madame, Zivame, Style Up, and Damilano.
so then I have to share it again. I'm so
Yes,
sorry.
please. That's okay. Oh yeah, now we see it. Fantastic.
So this is Zivame brand store.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So okay. So what happens is once you click on the, it goes to directly to The okay, all
Correct.
right.
So you can see
And
all the
can
products
sure.
3D.
So
Yeah, yeah.
cool.
And then
So can
you
we
buy
go?
it.
Okay. So can we try another metaverse, please? Like maybe Da Milano. How does that work out?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, cool.
So this
Nice.
is
So you're saying that all these brands are already tying up with you guys, and they are. So how do you do the 3D work for it? Do you have people in house who create these 3D models of their designs? Like that's the reason I want to go to Da Milano, because that's more like an accessory brand and a little more detailed, right?
so at this point of time, first of all, yes, we also have in-house team, but along
Hmm.
with that, we are using digital factories also who are helping us to build up this.
Okay, cool.
So let me show you this Aditya Birla's Group store.
Yeah, that'll also work.
Is this visible?
Not right now. I'll have to, I think, add 1 second. Yeah, it should be now.
Cool.
Yeah, it's loading.
So this is one of the brands from Aditya Birla.
Mm-hmm. Okay, style up.
Style Up. That's right. So
Mm-hmm.
here it's for both men and women.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see it.
Okay. Oh, so you have the option of trying also and then viewing it. Fantastic.
So yeah, try option is for some categories. As I was telling you, it is for like shirts, t-shirts, hoodies, and
Mm-hmm.
denims, suits, these kind of things. Not for every product, but yes, we are introducing those category also for
Mm-hmm.
you know draping and try-ons.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Yeah.
So okay. So what else part of let's see like in this only. So as a concept, as a logic, as a usability, it's fantastic, right? I want to buy something. I'll go. I'll try it on. If it's possible. I'll probably see the different options which are available, right? This is much more closer to sort of real life than actually seeing only the image,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that experience is enhanced, and I can buy directly from there. Or does it direct towards another window where I'll have to go and do the purchase? How
So
does that work?
right now, because these four brands are launched, it was the phase one. Now in the phase two, we are integrating with their e-commerce engine, like Shopify
Hmm.
or whatever they are using. So
Hmm.
eventually, they won't be leaving the store. Right now, yes, they are being directed to their respective e-commerce website, but then eventually they would be able to do it from here itself in the second version, wherein we are already working on enhancing it. So there will be more category of products in the version 2. There will be try-ons also available. There will be direct order placement from this Meta store itself.
Oh, cool. So then I think then it becomes a fully functional ecosystem within itself, right? I can
That's
try on, I can see it, and sorry, I'm getting like in a way in terms of excitement also that there's so many things available. Is it available on the head-mounted devices or no? Not yet.
Yes, it is. So basically, you can access it via VR. You can access it via your laptop browser, and
Mm-hmm.
very soon you will be also able to access it via your mobile browser, because a lot of people they are like traveling, doing stuff, but still they want to use metaverse kind of feature, like to connect with someone, to network with someone, and come on event, attend the events and stuff. So that's why we also, and that's definitely going to boost the adoption, because majority of the people, they don't have VR headset. Majority of the
Yes.
people, even if they have laptops, but that's not handy, they don't carry it everywhere. So that's
Yeah.
where this was a part that better we should be bringing it on mobile devices as well, which will be launched by June end, and that hopefully is going to bring a lot of adoption, because so far we have been hearing from people that it would have been great to if it would have been on mobile. So yeah.
Yes, mobile is fantastic, but I think that's also another big challenge for anyone to go ahead and solve in terms of technology, right? Because the laptop processors, I mean, forget the high-end phones, right? Which are running on 8 gig memories and have different processing powers. But for generic people, right? So where so how are you solving that? Are you going to have different variations of it? uh
Yes, the different variation has to be created. Otherwise, there is no, for every same experience, it has to be created in a different, for the mobile, especially for the mobile experience.
yes,
So it has to be more, downgraded in terms of size and, so
resolution, the loading, the texture
on
loading
mobile,
and stuff like
it's
that.
not going to, it's going to give the same experience like, as a laptop experience.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But on VR, definitely it's much amazing in comparison to any of these. Like when I first tried it on VR, I could really literally feel that, immersiveness, and I was feeling that I am standing inside the store. I was able to interact with other people.
Yes.
So that was the first thing. Like before anything else, we decided that first let's go via VR, because that is something which everyone would love, whosoever is having a VR, because they are the first ones who are looking forward for metaverse experiences.
Yes, fully immersive is the experience to go. And I can see your eyes lit up when you were talking about trying on the VR experience. It is, like it is experience. It is a different way, and people will have to, try it and then see it. You can't just talk about it, right? It's like food.
Absolutely, and I think we might be, one of the major reasons why the sales of VR have grown in different regions, because we have started giving VR experience to people wherever we do event, community connects. We do give VR experience. Even recently, we did it in Delhi NCR. So a
Wow.
lot of people who came to experience it, you just it feels so good, when we hear their experience and their feedback. So it's completely different from what we see on laptop mobile phones.
Oh yes, it is definitely a big one. So let's come back to like a couple of. Do you have anything else to show in the metaverse? Like you want to talk about some certain point that is we kind of missed till now. There's
So I
any
think
unique functionality?
covered everything on the metaverse. There, it's shopping experience. It's the events, different kind of events which are being hosted. So even I invite you also to host a event over there. So which you can do. So it can be a completely personalized space for you, where you can call guests and you can interview them. So it would be much more better of an experience for you as well as the guest. And along with that, people won't have to type to ask questions. They can directly come and talk to you. So
Ah,
how great that would be. So yeah, and apart from that, there is a lounge which people can go and use it to hang out, go with friends, have chit chats. A lot of times I see that randomly people are coming over there and talk about IPL matches and a lot of other things. Whichever is trending, I see that people are using that platform. So it's like no gate yeah, any gating for it, like how we have on events. On events, definitely there is a NFT gating, wherein
mm-hmm.
only the people who are who bought the ticket NFTs can go and attend it. Or if you are
Mm-hmm.
specific NFT holder, like for example, if you have BAYC NFT, so we can
Yeah.
whitelist, any of the BAYC NFT holder can come and attend it. So those things are there on the events. But on lounge, it's pretty much accessible for everyone. 24/7, you can come and hang out there. Uh,
Nice, fantastic.
Apart from that, I think I have pretty much covered in terms of what is already there, but what is going to come, that's something I'm pretty much excited about. First thing which I was telling, that by June end we will be having a mobile version also for the
Uh-huh.
metaverse you can access. Secondly, we are going heavy on the AI side, wherein to improve the user experience, as well as to enable users to create experience. So everything will be possible. Like people can come and they can create their 3D designs also, which they can sell to the brands with the complete
Nice.
IP rights. People can come and create the 3D environments also. uh, and so like these kind of features would definitely it's something which everyone is looking forward to, and this is something which I feel that is going to give a lot of I would, usage and utility in the metaverses, because once people start finding it, it's pretty easy to go in and to attend and collaborate and network with people. So that's where it's something which is I'm looking forward, like how people would be looking into it. The last metaverse season was more about who were the early in that space, and now this
Yes.
time it's going to be like which is the most adoptable, wherein you find reasons that to go again and again. Shopping is definitely one of the reasons, but then events, like there are hundreds of event happening, you can't reach there. Metaverse is one place to go. So
Yes. Absolutely, absolutely. No, that is fine. So I have a couple of more questions, and then we can start wrapping it up. One is, how many users or how many say an event or any other place can it can the space hold at one time? I mean, not in terms of the visual space, like like proximity and all, but in terms of numbers. Like 30
right.
people, 100 people, 1,000 people.
So there is no such restriction. However, yes, one thing we know, because we have tested it, like
Uh-huh.
when it comes to like 50, 60 people, after then there is little bit of stickiness on the screens which we feel.
Hmm.
And this is definitely one of the challenge which has to be solved, and we are working on building user biomes for it. Like
Yes.
a person within two meters of radius, he can interact and engage with anyone, but after then he won't have to load anything on his device. So basically it's going to make a pretty easy experience for the person who is using it, and that will also enable like thousands, us to have thousands of people at same point of time actively in the same experience. And
Yes.
I think this is something, once we have done, I think we will be uniquely one of those metaverses having it. I'm sure others are also
Absolutely.
trying, but it depends like how effectively you build it.
Yeah, yeah. Because see, what's happens is the challenge with that is, why I asked that number is because see, close knit events, fantastic, right? Not a problem. 20, 30, 40, 50 people. But when you're going to, like you said, the fashion, fashion week, or probably a fashion show. So there, because it's online, more people can join, right? More people would want to join. And
See, even
how?
now also I see that in some of the events there are even hundreds of people, but people with the who are using low configuration high
Devices?
devices. So that's where the challenge comes. If you are using high configuration ones, that's okay. You won't feel it, but it has to be for everyone. So that's why we thought like before launching the fashion week, wherein we will be expecting thousands of people, and especially because it's going to be online, uh, everyone would want to participate in it. People have
Absolutely.
money, people want to have an experience, so that's where
Yes.
we started working on the creating user biomes. So hopefully look forward to it, like in August we have this fashion week. Before that we should be having our user biomes thing also ready. And yeah.
Fantastic, man. I mean, that's a lot of work you guys are doing, and you have a lot of work cut out also for the next few weeks in front of you as well, right?
That's how we are able to beat Decentraland and Sandbox in daily transaction, which is basis of their engagement and activities. So it's not a small feat. So it is
Yes.
just because we are getting the right, into the right direction. We understand what people need. We understand what businesses need. So that's how it's happening.
Nice. And it's good to know. So, in terms of numbers, how are you beating Decentraland? Do you have some statistics that probably you can share?
So yeah, like 2 weeks back we surpassed Sandbox in daily transactions. So basically these transaction means what kind of how many activities and engagements are being done by people who are coming into the
Mm-hmm.
metaverse. So people are
Mm-hmm.
attending events, people are doing shopping, people are coming for hangout. So that's where it counts as a number of transaction on chain. It's not something like I'm
Yeah.
saying verbally. You can go and check it on chain. There are
Yeah. Yeah.
sites like Radar where you can go and compare
Tap
it.
radar. Yeah. That's the biggest one, for comparison.
Correct. And actually, honestly, this is something we were told by our community that we surpassed Sandbox, and a week later we got to know that we surpassed Decentraland as well. So
Wow.
yes, definitely it's a quite a motivating thing for us. Like now we know that we are fighting with the giants, so we definitely have to be ready for the big competition. We have to make sure that the adoption comes, people find gratification, they find more such use cases. Like I see that recently we are getting so much inquiries by these corporate companies also, who are saying that we want to use your metaverse for connecting with our employees sitting in different cities. So that's where we came up with this whole presentation feature on onto Metaverse, wherein you can present your screen, you can do a complete presentation show over there, people who are attending that. So adoption
Nice.
definitely would be keep coming.
I mean, it's fantastic, So I can only say that, everything that you're talking about, say it tells about a use case that you're trying to solve, which is very, very important and need of the hour. And, I'm happy, that from my point, that we are starting the next season of our podcast with you, So, I mean, because metaverse is something that I'm really really passionate about. I see it solving a lot of challenges, education, especially education, saving a lot of people time. Once people become used to working online, you're saving a lot of time in going from one place to the other. Though I also believe it cannot replace your real life, touch points, and you want to talk that, but on a daily basis this can solve a lot of other problems as well.
That's right.
Right.
So see, that's how any technology. Like people initially, when internet came, people thought like it's going to spoil the lifestyle. Yes, it did. But then people find balance, and even in this case, also people would be using it because that's solving their challenges on in the real side of the world. So, but
Yes.
yes, there is a life on the real side as well.
Absolutely. Cool, Lokesh. Just a couple of quick fire questions. You can answer it and say as few words as possible. So, because of your experience building this metaverse, primarily with fashion, and now you are kind of diversifying into different areas, how do you see fashion brands growing and adopting metaverse as a technology for their promotion?
I think they are pretty much excited about it, because
Mm-hmm.
one thing they understand that with pandemic or even before pandemic also, a lot of people they started using e-commerce websites for shopping rather than going to the brand
Yes.
stores. That's
Yeah.
where they started realizing that they are getting disconnected from the customer. Now
Mm-hmm.
customer don't think about that brand, that warmth of the stores and the ambience and everything. Now they are completely going off from that experience. So uh, with this they are definitely looking forward to again connect back with the customers, wherein customer can come and have the same experience shopping at their convenience. 24/7 they can do the shopping. So this is something which is definitely exciting these brands. Secondly,
Mm-hmm.
this creates a lot of another positive in this is like, today if we go to, let's say, any city, we find a brand store. One thing is it's creating brand's presence over there. People recall it,
Mm-hmm.
this brand was there in this city also. So having a presence on metaverse is eventually helping a brand for easy discovery, and people can, if find them, they can interact with the brand. So in that side also it's pretty good, like as a marketing promotional thing, wherein they are having a presence in a metaverse, people can see the brand, they can interact with it. And there is more to it, wherein today we talk about sustainability, we talk
Uh-huh.
about environmental impacts. That's where also it's going to play a very important role, that once people brand will start getting the direct feedback from the customers, that whatever products they like the most, brand is going to produce only those products, not the other ones which they felt would be sold. And this is going to save a lot of wastages which is happening because of
Yes.
overproduction of stuff.
Yes, I agree. That's another big challenge, which I think metaverse in fashion is solving, because every year we hear that, especially for the big brands, there's a lot of inventory because they have to work with the fall fashion and different
Yeah,
patterns, and they have to throw, right. They cannot say it because to maintain their brand value and their brand presence. So this is where it can solve when they create only those products which people demand, right?
correct.
Cool, interesting. And last question: challenges and of adoption of metaverse in India and outside.
uh like adoption main is with the awareness, and secondly we have to create proper utilities for people to move on to a metaverse, rather than using either any existing web 2 tool like StreamYard or say Google Meet or any other. So
Mm-hmm.
people are definitely, they are keen to move and experience it. It's a good tech, everyone knows it, everyone is aware about it. It's just that you have to replace their existing tools with it. You have to make it such usable, and the experience has to be good. I think that's all people need. And if we will try to build a generic metaverse, I think it's not going to solve the big problem. You have to solve one single problem at one point of time, and that's why we picked this niche fashion and lifestyle category for it. And then now we are going further. We did it like how Amazon did. Like
Yeah.
first they started with books and then gradually added other categories. So same way we are also doing. So I think people should now focus on solving any niche problem. Like there are now I can see that people started building metaverses for education, for tourism. Now they are picking up the niche, and I think
Yes.
this is definitely going to be positive in terms of getting more adoption.
Fantastic. I think I love that answer. I think build utility, you'll have adoption.
Yeah.
Finish. Right. Cool. So we have another comment. So Martin says, "Hello all, hello Martin," and I think we're at the end of our show. I would love to talk more, but I think considering your time, it's already about an hour now. And yeah, so thank you viewers coming in. It was your love that we brought. We started this second season, and thank you so much again, Lokesh, for coming in. Spending some time with us, sharing your project. Right? Any last
Yeah,
words?
thank you so much. It was nice talking to you. And anyone who has anything still like to ask after, even after this, they can connect with me on LinkedIn or Twitter, wherever, and I will revert you back. And thank you so
Yes.
much, Alex, for this opportunity.
Pleasure, pleasure, man, pleasure. Guys, follow Trace dot network. You can follow Lokesh on LinkedIn. He's available there. And thank you, Lokesh. I will just take you backstage now. All right, everybody. Thank you very much. So this was the new beginning, that we did today of our second episode, and this is part of something new that we're doing, which is how do I say it? And with the yeah, called Metaverse Marathon. So we're starting today. We're doing with Trace Network. We're gonna come back on Monday with another project. Then Tuesday, so we're doing different projects, right? So keep following us, keep giving us your support and love, and thank you very much. See you, everybody. Bye bye.